Namaskar. I'm Ashok Vyas this Sunday as we meet in Vision of Asia, a voice of the community on ITV Gold. The big news coming from India regarding state elections is there'll be 7 phase polls in Uttar Pradesh from February 10th, and Punjab is to vote on February 14th. That is the Valentine Day, and the result will be out on March 10th. We still have conversations going on about the security breach with respect to Prime Minister's visit to Punjab to address a rally. Moving forward, the investigation would reveal where was the fault. In today's Vision of Asia, the top story is our own Indian American community member, Sam Joshi, sworn in as mayor of Edison, the youngest so far. We'll have a conversation with Madhur Bhandarkar and our report on Gandhian Society's New Year celebration, devotional music by Ajay Purohit and friends from Jodhpur, and swearing-in ceremony of Edison Board of Education members. All this right after our special weekly segment with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Stay with us. Vision of Asia continues right after these short messages. Sam Joshi has created a history and has made Indian American community members proud. He succeeded in convincing the voters in Edison that he is the right choice, with big support from the community as well as from his party. While Sam Joshi has become the youngest mayor of Edison, what way he's going to deliver on the promises that he made, whether it was related to tax or quality of life, that we will have to see. But let us celebrate the swearing-in ceremony of Sam Joshi as mayor of Edison.
High School to share in the inauguration ceremony for Mayor-elect Sam Joshi. We are extremely honored by the presence of so many local and state dignitaries and officials. Edison has 3 newly elected council members who will now take the oath of office.
Under the authority of the people.
And that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
all
duties of councilwoman for the township of Edison.
I will do all duties of councilwoman for the township of Edison
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me.
So help me.
I, Nishit Patel,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
for the Township of Edison,
for the Township of Edison,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mayor.
I, John Pointer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
for the Township of Edison
for the Township of Edison,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Samir Joshi,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as mayor
as mayor
for the Township of
for
Edison
the Township of Edison,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Over the coming weeks, heading into my first State of the Township address on February 22nd, my team will begin announcing timelines for goals, making appointments to key positions with the help of the council, and continuing the process of turning vision into action, and on behalf of Edison residents. You deserve nothing less than a government that works 24/7 for the best interests of our community, and I ask for your continued support and patience while we build towards that goal. Please know that I will continue to be accessible to every member of our community and open to ideas, suggestions, and yes, even constructive criticism. Because what we're starting here today is simply too important to happen without all of you being a part of it. I need you, and Edison needs you. If we come together, work towards our common goals, and execute our plans well, there's no limit to the heights we can reach together. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." I wish for Edison to be the catalyst of unity and good government. Edison, there's so much work to do, so let's do it together. Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate Mayor Joshi and the entire council for what is a wonderful day. Today is the day that will chart a new course for Edison, that the residents of Edison will get the government they deserve, and to ensure that this unified approach will make sure that Edison will be on the forefront of governing and being the township that they deserve and they will get. And I am very confident in the abilities, of course, of Mayor Joshi, his entire team, the whole council will come together and make that a reality for what could be just a very exciting 4 years. Beyond that, I want to wish everyone a very happy new year, healthy and safe one, and all the best to you all. God bless.
I'd like to quickly congratulate Mayor Sam Joshi. I've known Sam since he was a high school student here at the school, and I honestly believe he is going to do a very good job. He's very smart, hardworking, and believe it or not, we are still good friends. I know I'm a lot older than he, but we're very good friends. And Sam is going to do a wonderful job with the help of his new council. Happy New Year, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, Edison's residents. Thank you for electing me, and I hope to serve with honor and integrity. And thank you very much. I truly feel blessed for this opportunity.
Hello, everyone. John Pointer, newly elected council member. Just want to say thank you to everyone for your support throughout this entire process. I look forward to working with Sam Joshi and pushing his vision and the agenda for the betterment of Edison Township. I thank you for putting your trust in myself, the team that was elected, and especially with putting your faith in Sam Joshi. Thank you, everyone. Be well.
I want to wish Sam Joshi, the new mayor of Edison, the best of luck in the coming term. He's the first South Asian to be elected here in Edison and all of Middlesex County, along with the council members. We have a great story here of a second-generation Indian being elected as mayor of Edison. His parents came here to follow their dreams in America and brought his children up, and now he has fulfilled their dreams. It is awesome to see how these things come about, and it's going to be a great, great addition for the South Asian community here in Edison as well as all over America. A great storyline here, and we wish him all the best. Thank you.
ITV Gold and TV Asia, thank you so much for covering this wonderful, wonderful day. I have just been sworn in as your next mayor for Edison Township. This is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. I thank the Edison residents for also being here. Yes, I thank the Edison residents for also coming out today. This is a new day, this is a new chapter in Edison Township, and I look forward to serving each and every single one of you. I'm standing here with my family right now, who's been at Bedrock for hope and inspiration. We happen to have come to Edison. Edison was our home and our community where we all grew from in the U.S., and I'm excited to now lead this great town. Thank you.
You're watching Vision of Asia, Voice of Community, and time for our weekly segment with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. This week with Padma Shri Dr. Parikh. Welcome with Happy New Year, Dr. Sahab. Namaste.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone.
Dr. Sahab, there is something which is inbuilt in human beings that they always find ways to overcome obstacles and problems. Right now, as we enter into the new year, this Omicron, the variant of COVID-19, it is causing so much concern. USA has reported 1 million cases. How do you see the situation unfolding as we move forward in 2022?
Well, I mean, it's a good news and bad news and good news. The bad news is that today, as you say, that there is already 1 million cases are recorded. But actually it is probably 1.5 million, not million, because most of the, nowadays almost 30-40% of the people, they do the rapid test at home. And those tests, positive tests are not recorded anywhere. So it means the positivity is much more than what we think. But good part is, so almost every third person in any given situation or area is infected. So one has to be very careful, one has to wear the mask, and one has to try to avoid any crowded space. And do not travel, not even domestic travel if you don't need to, and do not go to a restaurant to eat. If you do this thing, then probably you are safer. The good news is that because almost 66% of the Americans are vaccinated, over 30% are boosted, and a lot of 30 to 35% had infection itself. So this Omicron virus is very mild. The effect of the Omicron virus is very mild. It's like a cold-like symptoms, particularly in the vaccinated population, and usually in 3 to 4 days, patient gets better and doesn't need any hospitalization, or there is no mortality. So I think that is a good news. But again, the problem is because the sheer number of people are getting infected, so eventually, not now, but 2 or 3 weeks from down the road, there will be more hospitalization and there will be more death.
Yeah. So let me ask you how it is spreading. Sometimes you feel if you touch somebody, then you get it. Sometimes is it airborne or?
It is airborne. It is proven. It is airborne. And they say that there is a model testing done, that as long as you are away 6 to 9 feet from somebody, your chances of getting infection is much, much less. But if you are close to someone, then is more. That's why wearing the mask is most important, not only to protect yourself, but to protect others too. And therefore, mask is a simple thing. And of course, everybody is tired of wearing mask, but I think we should wear the mask.
Yeah, even if you are tired, but you are not tired of living, and if you want to stay fit and you want to protect others, then wearing mask is one way to go. But talking about the symptoms, Doctor, people don't have any symptom which would tell them that they are positive. So many times they don't go for testing.
No, but so what I every day I see a lot of patients with the symptoms, and when we do COVID tests, they all are positive. I mean, majority of them. So I know exactly that whenever anybody gets a cold-like symptoms in the winter time, you may think that it's a cold, but it's not cold. You must do the COVID test, and you will be surprised that a majority of those patients are COVID positive. And therefore, the symptoms are, there is no fever, but there is a cold, there is a constant cough, there is a kind of congestion in the lungs, there is a chest pain, sometimes even short, like asthma-like symptoms, and body ache, lethargic, and those are the symptoms. So any cold-like symptoms or flu-like symptoms, you must go and get the testing done.
So, Dr. switching gears and looking at the way we need to adopt a different lifestyle, and as many people started working from home, and the kind of world in which we would celebrate something collectively, whether it is sports or films or theater, do you see that coming back in 2022 somewhere after a few months? Or?
I think so, because this virus is kind of variant is going so fast. I mean, the cases are going so fast, but it's going to come down fast. And therefore, most likely, the end of the January, at least this Omicron will be, hopefully, is literally will become endemic. It means it's almost kind of gone, and you can go back to your normal life. But today I heard that in France, they detected some new variant, which they are saying that it is more infectious than even Omicron. So we'll see. Time will tell us whether it's true or not.
Talking about time and timing of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to announce the vaccination for teenagers in India got very good response, and they have done record number of vaccination for teens between 15 to 18. What else do you think India should be doing?
I think India should do from not only 15 to 18, because 15 to 18 is not big deal, because 18 is already they are getting vaccine. So by increasing by 3 years is not enough. If really India wants to fight this this current surge, they should start like USA has done, start vaccinating kids from the 5 years of age. Because those are the kids goes to the school, those are school, they play outdoor, they do more socialization, and therefore from India should start from the age 5, not only 15. I think what Modi administration has done is good, very appreciative, but I think it's little less than optimum.
So there is much more that needs to be done, and probably that is always the case. Looking at America from this point of view, what do you think Biden administration should be focusing on to prevent such sort of outburst?
I think they are considering that any travel, airlines or train or buses, you have to have proof of vaccination. I think they should do that. Particularly in the pandemic. That's the only way you can cut back on this pandemic or in the next variant. And I think they are seriously thinking about it, and they may come out with that solution that for travel, they must, people has to have proof of vaccination. Just like if you go to New York City, any restaurant or even Starbucks, If you say that you want to have a cup of coffee by sit down in a inside the Starbucks,
They ask you to.
they ask for vaccination. So why not? What is wrong in it? There is nothing wrong in it. And particularly all this freedom and right of deciding about yourself.
At the cost of what?
At cost of what? It's all, as far as this pandemic is concerned, or when the war is there, all this freedom has to be curtailed in war-like situation. And pandemic is nothing but a war. And one has to do that. And I think our government, our Republican brothers and sisters, not all, but quite a few, they are liking this thing. And even some Democrats are also like that, because they think that we are encroaching their privacy. But I think everything has some limitations.
You have said it so right, and in order for someone to exercise his or her right, if the situation is not safe, then it is going to affect others also. And this applies for conducting elections. And looking at India, big state UP, upcoming election, Punjab, UP, do you see they are likely to change the dates in the face of the challenge?
I don't think so. They will not change the date, because I think by constitution they have to do election at certain time. There is a deadline there. But I think they should change the rules and regulation how to conduct the election. Of course, they are saying that they will follow all the CDC guideline during the voting time, but that's not enough. They should follow the all this large crowd restriction and all those things now. Or if you want crowd, then crowd cannot be more than 25,000 people. I mean, for India it's too little, but that's the way it should be. Or they can divide in the section and keep the section apart, so people can not intermingle, because once you are in that kind of crowd, no one is wearing mask, nobody is doing anything, and that's a super spreader.
Another thing which is relevant for election, and that relates to the black money. And if the black money is associated with a particular party, a particular leader, it reflects bad on him as far as voters are concerned. And this is what we are observing in Kannauj and Kanpur, the massive crores of rupees cash. Do you see this as is being alleged by Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav, that it is to settle score that BJP is going after these people at this time?
Well, I mean, during election time in the politics, all the rhetoric is kind of valid rhetoric and has no consequences, right? So I don't think that BJP is doing as Akhilesh is accusing, because I don't think any good government will do that. And but unfortunately in India, this kind of black money raid and everything, people are so numb with the corruption and black money that has literally no significant effect on them. So it means if we think that okay, this black money came from X party or Y party, and that will affect their chances of getting votes, doesn't happen that way in India, because people have seen so many bad things all the time. So they in general, I'm talking about. So they get numb. Just like when we go to India back home, after living 50 years here, we go to small village. After a day or two, we get used to that, and no filthiness bothers you. That's a human being.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So people think that, oh, all politicians are like this, all these people are like that, and it doesn't bother them. And again, they revert back to their own way of voting. Either they vote on the caste basis, or they vote on the religion basis, or they vote on the whatever. But they don't vote
again relates to a special environment which we have seen again and again during elections in India, and that is creating a kind of polarization on the basis of religious lines, and there are rhetorics from both sides. And let me also mention there are some cases like Bhet Dwarika, which is associated with Lord Krishna. Waqf Board has claimed 2 islands that it belongs to them, to which Gujarat High Court has probably not been very positively receptive to that idea. But these kind of things where one or the other is claiming some rights on the basis of being Muslims or Hindus, etc. Do you see that playing an important role in upcoming election?
Yes, it will play important role, because those, majority of Hindu do believe that in Mathura it's a Krishna Bhagwan's birthplace, and they do believe that probably the Hindu temple was destroyed by Muslim Mughals historically, and they built that masjid next to that Mathura temple. And they have a common wall, I think, if I'm not wrong. So I think there is a history, and that always affects people's sentiment. And of course, probably they will play this card in the election, and it will benefit BJP definitely.
So let's see what happens. But I think that kind of environment is building up from both sides. As we conclude the first edition of This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, your concluding remarks for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, currently in USA we are really in the midst of the huge surge of the Omicron virus. Please be careful. Every third person around you is infected, so wear the mask. Stay away from the gathering. Do not eat in the restaurant if it is possible, and do not travel, because that's the easiest way to catch this variant virus from the others, because you are traveling in the very closed tube. So please stay away from the traveling, stay away from the restaurant, stay away from the gathering, get vaccinated, get boosted. And now there is new this Pfizer and Merck tablets, prophylactic tablet, antiviral tablet is available in the market. Please take it and keep one handy in case you need it, or in case you need it as a prophylactic. So please do so. Till then, we would like to say God bless America, God bless India, God bless Indian American. And we'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye.
Let us hear what Madhur Bhandarkar has to say about his outlook on 2022 and COVID, which has, of course, disrupted lives all over the world and has also affected film fraternity. Here is director Madhur Bhandarkar.
2022, what are your expectations of this year? Well, 2022 के लिए सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं नए साल नए वर्ष के लिए, और मैं चाहूँगा कि जितना जल्द हो सके ये कोरोना जो है वो ख़त्म हो जाए, और जो ज़िंदगी जो जब नॉर्मल बेस पे चले, दैट व्हाट आई फील सो, एंड प्रे फॉर एवरीबॉडी, पीस, सक्सेस, प्रॉस्पेरिटी हमारे देश के लिए, सबके लिए मैं यही, और गुड हेल्थ सबके लिए वो ज़रूरी है, ताकि रोज़मर्रा की जो अपनी ज़िंदगी है, लाइफ है, वो नॉर्मल तरीके से चल पाए।
टॉकिंग अबाउट फिल्म के लिए रिलीज़ क्या है वो बड़े प्लान?
देखिए, रिलीज़ के लिए तो ऐसा है कि मुश्किल है अभी, तो जिस तरह से थिएटर्स बंद होते जा रहे हैं, कलेक्शंस कम होते जा रही है, तो दैट इज़ वेरी सैड फॉर द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री, और बहुत से फिल्म मेकर्स के लिए भी। अब थिएटर्स काफ़ी बंद हो चुके हैं, तो पता नहीं कब तक हम लोग को, जब प्रोटोकॉल जो है रेगुलर जो है वो अभी जो चालू है कि 50% कैपेसिटी, कई जगह तो थिएटर बंद भी कर दिए हैं, तो जब वो नॉर्मल होगी, मेरे ख्याल से मार्च से पहले मुझे नहीं लगता कि कुछ परिवर्तन आता। कहीं से बड़ी बड़ी पिक्चरें पोस्टपोन की, मेरी खुद की इंडिया लॉकडाउन, मैंने सोचा था हम लोग वी वर जस्ट कंटेम्पलेटिंग कैसे रिलीज़ करना है बोल के, हम लोग अभी जनवरी में डिसाइड ही करने वाले थे और सडनली लॉकडाउन लग गया, तो फिर एवरीथिंग इज़ बीन बीच में हो गया, अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या होता है। एवरी डेट हैज़ टू बी वर्कड आउट। फिर से शूटिंग की भी देखना पड़ेगा क्या है, कई जगह हर स्टेट में प्रोटोकॉल अलग अलग है और तो मुश्किल लग रहा है। मुझे लगता है मार्च अप्रैल से पहले कुछ मेरे ख्याल से बोलता है ना कॉन्क्रीट डिसीजन पे आएंगे।
सर ऑल्दो 83 being a marvelous film, लेकिन लॉसेस में चल रहे हैं।
नहीं, मुझे इसका आइडिया नहीं है, लेकिन जितने भी लोगों ने कहा है तारीफ़ की है पिक्चर की। हालांकि अभी जितनी पिक्चरें जो बहुत ही अच्छी चल रही है, स्पाइडरमैन भी चल रही है, पुष्पा भी चल रही है, इट्स अ गुड साइन फॉर द इंडस्ट्री। लेकिन फ़िलहाल जो सिचुएशन है आज की तारीख में हम बात करेंगे कि जो जिस तरह से कि इंडस्ट्री में सडनली एक जो हॉल्ट आया है थिएटर की तरफ से, जो पब्लिक भी डर रही है थिएटर में जाने। मुझे कई मेरे फ्रेंड्स रिश्तेदार है कह रहे हम तो डर रहे, हम बाहर नहीं जा रहे। न्यू ईयर भी आपने देखा बहुत ही ठंडा था, एवरीबडी वॉज इन द होम एंड अपने ग्रुप्स के साथ ही थे। तो ये थोड़ा सा मेरे ख्याल से मार्च तक का ये आएगा, और अगर वेरिएंट जो है इसका ज़्यादा फेटल नहीं है तो थिंग्स विल बी नॉर्मल, और मेरे ख्याल से विल बी बैक टू द पोजीशन और नॉर्मल चल जाएगी।
मैसेज टू ऑल हमारे ऑडियंस के लिए, लोगों के लिए कि थोड़ा प्रिकॉशन लिया,
बस प्रिकॉशन लिए, वही मैं बोला सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग रखे जितना हो सके, कोशिश तो वही होती है हम सब के लिए। और मेरे ख्याल से आई होप कि 2022 जो एक 19 से शुरू हो गया है, ये 2019 से शुरू हुआ है, किस तरह से कोरोना का वर्ल्ड ओवर है। और मैं यही कहूँगा कि प्रार्थना करूँगा सबसे कि भाई जितना हो सके ख़त्म हो जाए और नॉर्मल ज़िंदगी हमारी है। आम आदमी इसमें पिसता है, कई ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी रोज़ वाले जो काम करते हैं उनके डेली वेजेस वाले हैं, फिर हमारे इंडस्ट्री के टेक्नीशियंस हैं, कई लोगों को प्रॉब्लम आती है, पैसे के लिए दिक्कत आती है, तो मुश्किल होता है। तो मैं यही चाहूँगा कि बस हम अपने प्रिकॉशन रखें और डिस्टेंस रखें, और अपने जितना अगर काम हो तो ही बाहर निकले, तो ना निकले। मैं ये बोलूँ। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
Gandhian values have eternal glow in them because world would always need peace and ways to peacefully coexist. Gandhian Society in New Jersey celebrated New Year with aligning itself to the commitment of sharing and spreading the message of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi Bapu.
The fact that during the COVID times that there were so many people who were stranded, who were coming in from other areas into Patna, because being a city, they're leaving jobs and coming in, and they had no food to eat. They were stranded from various places. So Asta Charity was actually deviated from its main work and started serving and cooking food and delivering food to people. When the COVID really hit, there were people who were suffering in COVID in the villages, and those were transported to the main hospitals in Patna. While they were being treated in the hospitals, the families who came in from villages were unable to meet their beloved ones who were admitted in the hospitals. With that in mind, the families were actually stranded outside the hospitals throughout the city, and Asta Charitable, who's run by Dr. Umashankar Sinha, he did a wonderful job of delivering food to these families, hot food, cooked food, and getting them into their lots and all, things like that. And the support that was provided was actually Archana, my wife, also she donated through her personal thing towards this food, and then we had through Gandhian Society we did all that. But in order for the delivery of help to people who are stranded in villages and who needed to be going into Patna for treatment in the various hospitals, you require transport. So there was a problem, a logistic problem of getting them there. How are you going to get them? The transport that they had, that suffered. It got, during the floods, that got the cars were, flooded, and were unable to do that. Because of our help and the ambulance, then now they actually can transport people from the villages to the hospitals, And although the COVID has died down a bit and now it's sprung up again, the ambulance itself will be such a tremendous help for them to transport to the various, if needed. But meanwhile, there are also actually, when that is not really an urgent need, there are medical supplies from Patna can be transferred to the villages, and medical supplies can be done.
We have a couple of projects, but I think our most ambitious project is the museum project. We want to have youngsters like this be involved in propagating and taking up the vision of one of the greatest Indians that ever lived amongst us. If we are able to do that, if we are able to get the second generation involved in this mission, I think it would be a huge success for all of us. One more thing I just had a suggestion was, Butalaji, the other day I got an email from a gentleman who said that, the Gandhian diet, बापूजी जो खाना खाते थे, वो उसके ऊपर रिसर्च करा है उसने, और he was willing to share it with us.
That is also
And it is very healthy. Bapuji had some great thoughts, right from different subjects, and one of his was diet. He did a lot of research on that. If you are able to take that research that he did and give it to the senior citizens here, give it to our elderly people here, share it with that, I think it would be great. It will be propagating his ideals and giving them a better, lifestyle and better health. And this is one of the small ways that we can do to propagate his ideals. Today morning, I had the inaugural ceremony of my local mayor and councilman for whom we all worked.
Parsipeni, right?
Parsipeni. And Butalaji had given me a couple of Gandhi statues in the past. And I went and gave it to Mayor because I campaigned for him, the community campaigned for him. I said, Mayor, I want you to do me a favor. I'll give you the statue. Will you put it on your desk because it represents the core values of the Indian American community and our country? He said, yes, with all humility and with all pride, I'll do that. So if you are able to do these small things, I think the tempo will build up and we can take the message forward. And about the diet, Gandhian diet, I think we should take it to the senior citizens, Butalaji, and have classes, 1-2 hours classes.
Otherwise, I will send to senior.
Or we can take help from our experts, the Gandhi people, the Gandhi Trust in India.
That's really required because
and it will be very helpful. Because Gandhi, amongst the many things that he stood for, one of the thing was his diet, which is very healthy. So, having said that, thank you so much for this opportunity, Mahesh.
I'm sorry, I could not talk, but I can explain little bit. Right now, with the help of Varsaji, we are giving with the Kolhapur one ambulance. In memory of Sunil's mother, right?
Very good.
Am I right?
Yes.
Sunil's mother, right?
Yeah.
And the second ambulance I am going to in Rajasthan, which is just coming on the, and that also I am going in the memory of my brother, Chandranan Butala. Third project is we are collecting 500 winter clothes and we are distributing some of the poorest area in America. In New Jersey or New York, I don't know, that we have to decide.
It has to start somewhere, and we have started. You have started a very noble charity organization, and hopefully it will go further up and up. And people should be very honestly talking to their colleagues, their friends. We have to, like when we meet people, we have to also discuss these things. What is the problem in our country? What is the people, and our kids, like you, it's very nice that you came again and you are very active. Like all our kids has to be made aware of all these things. What is going on? Who were our nation builders, and why we should not work on our children's character? And like when I was growing up, I really felt the girls needs to be taught domestic science very well, because most of the girls there, they do not know how to raise a kid and they give birth to child. So these are the basic problems. So in the field of like disability, nothing much has been done. But lately government has started this national trust, and they are doing. So when we went there, we met these people. They are very hardworking, they are very dedicated people, and no matter whatever is going on, they are very focused. They are very centric to this problem of these people. So I'm very happy, and I think we are very fortunate that we united with them during the time of COVID, because he was during the time of COVID, his focus was totally different. He was doing most of the things for like patients who were suffering from COVID and their relatives, because some people didn't even have money for the funeral and cremation during that time. And I got to know him during that time, and I just associated myself with him, and I feel blessed to be associated to be people like him. And I should thank you, Gandhian Society, for helping him, helping my home state, and I will be doing as much as you guys can ask and I can do.
Like everybody else said before, I completely agree with the Gandhian philosophy, and I think it's extremely important for the youth to get involved now. But nowadays I've seen that a lot of like Indian American youth in this country aren't really aware of the problems that people in India are facing, and I think if people like us and you guys don't like educate youth about it, the cycle will kind of continue, and after a point youth will not have any sort of connection or ties to their home country after a point. So I think it's very important for us to educate youth and like involve them in this whole process. It might be difficult at first to explain things to them. They might be hesitant to like really put in the effort to understand what's happening in India, but I think if we give it a try, eventually it'll be worth it, and we'll all give back to our country one day in some form or the other.
Talk less, but I'm happy to be here. I have met a lot of great people here, and they want to give back to the community and society to do something. I know we are grateful here. I mean, we are in America, right? We are all having a happy life. But we have to, always, do good things to society. That's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Ajay Purohit is a young musician, and also his team members come from different fields, but all of them share their passion for music. We recorded a part of his informal concert with devotional music in Jodhpur. Here are some highlights.
जय जय श्री राधे, जय श्री कृष्ण। मैं अजय पुरोहित, आपने मेरा परिचय दिया, उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। उसके बाद में मेरा भक्ति संगीत तो मुझे परिवार से ही मिला है, क्योंकि मेरी दादी जो है वो बहुत ही स्पिरिचुअल और भक्तिमय हैं, और उनसे मुझे भक्ति संगीत की ये शिक्षा मिली। इसके बाद में जो मैंने गुरुओं से सीखा है वो सभी जो है उस भक्ति रस का एक आनंद ही अलग है। उसमें मैं पिरो के आप सभी के बीच में गा रहा हूँ, और ये एक उनका ही आशीर्वाद है कि मैं ये गा पा रहा हूँ। बाकी मैं कुछ नहीं हूँ, जो हूँ वो आपके सामने है।
आपके बारे में हमने बहुत सुना है, और जो आपके संगत कर रहे हैं तो इनके बारे में भी कुछ बताएं। बहुत अच्छी बांसुरी, और सब युवा हैं इस अवस्था में, सबका ध्यान इस तरफ जाता भी नहीं।
मेरे साथ में है दिव्यांश त्रिवेदी। बेसिकली ये बिलोंग करते हैं बीए से और बीएससी, ये बीएससी के स्टूडेंट है बेसिकली तो, और उसमें भी गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट है।
अरे वाह।
और बहुत ही अच्छा संगत भी करते हैं, और इनकी रुचि बहुत है बांसुरी में, और बांसुरी भी बजा लेते हैं। कभी कभी संगत नहीं, कोई नहीं होता संगतकार तो मेरे साथ ढोलक भी बजा लेते हैं।
क्या बात।
और उधर अनिरुद्ध शर्मा जी, आप बीए के स्टूडेंट है, बीबीए के स्टूडेंट है, और उसके साथ में ही इनका बहुत ही डैन का और सारा इनका है बिजनेस है, और उसी के साथ मेरे साथ संगत करते हैं ये तबले के ऊपर। आप शुभम जोशी है इधर, शुभम जोशी जी, आप फार्मासिस्ट है बेसिकली, और इनका भी संगीत में बहुत अच्छा रुझान है, और मेरे साथ में संगत।
राधे तू बड़ी भागिनी, तो कौन तपस्या की रे, तीन लोक का तारा रे, सो है तेरे आधी
मीराबाई का एक बहुत ही सुंदर पद है, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, तो मैं वो सुना रहा हूँ। मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं श्याम, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, गिरधर मारो साचो प्रीतम, गिरधर मारो देखत रूप लुभाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं, मैं तो गिरधर के घर जाऊं।
And now in Vision of Asia, we take you to swearing in ceremony of Edison Board of Education members. Take a look.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Viral Patel.
I, Viral Patel.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I possess.
That I possess.
The qualifications prescribed by law.
The qualifications prescribed by law.
For the office of member of the Board of Education.
For the office of member of the Board of Education.
That I am not disqualified.
That I am not disqualified.
As a voter.
As a voter.
Pursuant to RS 1914-1.
Pursuant to RS 1941.
Now, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime.
Nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime.
Or offense.
Or offense.
Listed. In New Jersey statutes.
In New Jersey statutes.
18:12-1.
18:12-1.
And that I will faithfully.
And that I will faithfully.
Impartially.
Impartially.
And justly.
And justly.
Perform all the duties.
Perform all the duties.
Of that office.
Of that office.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Repeat after me. I, Douglas Schneider.
I, Douglas Schneider.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the same.
To the same.
And to the governments established.
And to the governments established.
In the United States.
In the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Douglas Schneider.
I, Douglas Schneider.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I possess the qualifications.
That I possess the qualifications.
Prescribed by law.
Prescribed by law.
For the office of member of a Board of Education.
For the office of member of the Board of Education.
And that I am not disqualified.
And that I am not disqualified.
As a voter.
As a voter.
Pursuant to RS 19:41.
Pursuant to RS 19:41.
Nor disqualified.
Nor disqualified.
Due to conviction of a crime.
Due to conviction of a crime.
Or offense.
Or offense.
Listed.
In
NJSA 18:12-1.
In NJSA 18:41.
12-1. And that I will faithfully.
And that I will faithfully.
Impartially.
And justly.
Perform all the duties.
Perform all of the duties.
Of that office.
Of this office.
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and with true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I, Brian Rivera,
I, Brian Rivera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of
for
Education,
the office of member of the Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to RS 19:41. Pursuant
pursuant
to
to
RS 19:4-1.
1941-4-1,
Nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime
conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed
listed
in NJSA
in NJSA
18:12-1,
18:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia was a community, but time also to recollect that 12th January is observed as National Youth Day in India, birthday of Swami Vivekananda. We'll have special programming to mark this special day. And then we also have more festivals coming up in the week. So greetings on Lohri, on Makar Sankranti and Pongal as well. Also, stay with us by becoming our friends on our Facebook page. Subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel and keep writing events at itvgold.com. Thank you very much for being a part of today's Vision of Asia. Stay safe, stay well. This is Shobh Vyas. Namaste.